261 students. I just wanted to make a quick video just to kind of go through what we have coming up in Module 4. So Module 4 is talking about staff and organizational management. And we're going to look at how to recruit, select, encourage, and maintain appropriate staff, as well as how to organize the management of your staff. I love this picture. If you can dream it, you can do it. So think about the things that you dream about for your staff. And you know, if you dream about that for your staff relations and how you are able to get appropriate staff and manage that staff and encourage that staff, you can do it if that's what you really put your mind to it. So in Module 4 book, it will go through and you're going to look at the objectives, the introduction about supervision, and there's quite a few things to read here. Your Module 4 readings, developing your personnel policies, and some good hints and strategies on doing that, writing job descriptions, supervision and personnel policies, some more information there, and then Module 4 links that should be helpful for you. So as we look through Module 4, so please make sure you do read through that book very carefully. But here are a couple of websites that you want to look at as far as North Carolina Department of Labor and also just major laws of the Department of Labor. So those two websites would be helpful for you, because as you go through the assignments for this module, you want to make sure you are abiding by the North Carolina Department of Labor as well as the other labor laws that are in effect. Module 4 supervision is the discussion forum. Please, let's look at each one of these assignments that are in your staff and organization packet. First of all, the job description. And I know many of you already have a job description for particular jobs at your location. So let's look at this assignment. The assignment is write a job description for a teacher in your center or a center in your community. And remember to use your fictitious name or the name of your current facility, whatever one you have chosen to do. Also look at the lecture notes and Chapter 8, selecting appropriate staff. And your lecture notes are all in that Module 4 book. Please make sure you include these items in the job description. Make sure it contains all the job duties and responsibilities. Make sure the title of the position is clear, the qualifications for the position, include the work schedule, and also include the salary range for that particular job. Okay, so then going to the next one, it's interview procedures. And you're going to develop written procedures for interviewing prospective candidates for an open staff position. So you can decide on what that staff position is going to be. Is it going to be the cook, or is it going to be a teacher or an assistant teacher or an assistant director? You decide on what that position is going to be, because that will determine on how you're going to submit and complete this assignment. So in order to be successful, you need to make sure you include who schedules the interview. Is it the director? Is it the lead teacher? Is it who actually does the scheduling of the interview? Include who's going to participate in the interview. Is it just the director? Is it director and certain board members or parents or maybe other teachers? Includes what information you're going to be conveying about the program to the candidate. Include questions you are going to ask to the candidate. Be specific and think about really good, thorough questions that you would ask depending, again, on the position that you're going to do this interview for. Include whether the classroom observation is going to be conducted, whether there's also going to be a tour of the facility, what all is going to be included during the interview time. Okay, going on to newspaper ad. Your assignment is to write a newspaper classified ad for a teacher position in your center. And again, that already tells you it's a teacher position. So you'll be successful if your advertisement includes the following, and you need to make sure this is not a really long advertisement, because that's going to cost you quite a bit of money. I had one time a student who submitted like 6 pages for their advertisement, and I had to say, look, you're going to put this in the paper, and you want to make sure that it is affordable. So you want to make sure you're very concise, but at the same time being very thorough. So your advertisement should include a job title and a very brief description of the duties. Include qualifications, which would be education, experience, health, physical abilities, whatever is required. Include whether the job is part-time or full-time. Include the deadline for applying. Include who to contact or how to apply. Include your affirmative action, equal opportunity statements, and again, you'll look back on those websites about the labor laws, and that will help you with this as well. And you make sure it's written in appropriate paragraphs or bulleted phrases depending on how you're going to set up that advertisement. Again, as with all other assignments, make sure it's neatly formatted and it's free of errors in spelling, punctuation, or grammar. So check over that very carefully. Proofread or have someone else proofread for you would even be better. Staff meeting agenda. On this assignment, you're going to develop an agenda for a staff meeting focusing on a specific problem and involving the staff to identify the solution. Now, I've actually given you the problem. The problem is that several of your staff arrive consistently late. So you're going to develop an agenda for a staff meeting, which not only, it may focus on a lot of other things in the staff meeting, so you can have your agenda to be covering more than this problem, because obviously you want to cover other things than just a problem in a staff meeting. But you're going to develop your agenda and focus, one of the areas of focus should be addressing this problem. Describe how you will involve staff in identifying the solution. So to be successful, you're going to include the outline for the staff meeting. You will include who's going to participate, director, staff, whoever else is going to be there. Include what information will be conveyed about the problem. Include questions that you're going to ask of the staff about the problem. Include a description on how you would involve the staff in identifying a solution. So think about that problem and how you want to go about addressing it with the staff. And again, in your agenda outline, please address other things besides just this one problem area. Finally, the personnel policies. And I know many of you already have the personnel policies as well. So this is going to be an easy assignment for you, but you're going to write personnel policies for your center or the center in your community. Again, use your fictitious center or your current center where you are. You can refer back to Chapter 10, Staffing Your Center. Provide personnel policies that cover at least 8 topics, and those topics will include hiring procedures, employee performance reviews, employee benefits, grounds for disciplinary action or dismissal, and of course that should have like the steps that you would take for that, continuing your professional development, and overtime policy. So again, these are personnel policies, and you need to have in detail at least 8 items typical of the personnel policies for a child care program. So those listed up there. And here's how we're going to accommodate as far as grading it. Each of those areas are worth 10 points. Topic 8 is your student choice of whatever else you want to cover in those personnel policies. Okay, so I think that covers Module 4. Again, remember, read Chapter 9, Chapter 14, and you have those quizzes there. So enjoy this. I think this particular module will be a little easier for some of you, especially because a lot of you already have job descriptions done or personnel policies done. Again, you can check many websites to find some helps on all that, and look back on your book, the Module 4 book up here, and it has some good helpful hints for you as well. Enjoy Module 4.